Hello and welcome to Rathod Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see very important articles that appeared in our Hindu newspaper. So first of all, I'll let you know important topics of the day, and at last I'll be giving you prelims practice questions, and I'll be analyzing each and every topic from different dimensions, and even I'll let you know how questions can be asked from that topic case. Okay, first let us see the topics of the day. The first topic is Minister hints at fuel price hike as OMC's losses mount. This article is talking about a warning signal. So this is saying that there will be fuel price increase in our market because OMCs, that is nothing but oil marketing companies, are facing losses. Because of this, there will be increasing of price. So this topic is important from GS paper 3 under economy. And next topic is pricey food, dining out push retail inflation to a 13 months high of 3.5%. This article is talking about increased food prices in market that will lead to overall increased price of food, that is leading to this retail inflation. So here you have to see about retail inflation. This topic is very important from your economy. And next topic is missile deal in focus as Rajnath visits Vietnam next week. This article is talking about defense, especially missile deal. It is related to BrahMos. Here there is a possible question that can be asked by UPSC in 2026 prelims. We have to see what is that missile and what is that deal exactly about. And this topic is important from GS paper 2 under international relations. And next topic is fresh push for implementation of PM Shri in Bengal, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. This article is talking about one important scheme related to education, and the scheme name is PM Shri. And you have to know basic facts of what is that scheme is about. And this topic is important from governance point of view from GS paper 2. In our today's editorial, it is about entirely related to Tamil Nadu politics. We are not going to see about that. So there is one article related to yesterday's topic. In yesterday's class, we discussed about AI related chatbots by Supreme Court, right? So here this article is talking about especially what are the challenges related to that incorporation of AI into judiciary. And there is one more article in editorial page. It is related to human animal conflict. Already many a times we discussed the topic. So just revise that topic in your notes. That is more than enough. Okay, now let us see the first article. Look at the title case, read out the title. What it says: Minister hints at fuel price hike as OMC's losses mount. The key word here is fuel price. Okay, now let us try to understand this. Key word in this article is fuel price. Examples are diesel and petrol. So this article is saying that there will be increased diesel and as well as petrol price in our market. First of all, try to understand what are the reasons behind it. What are the reasons why there will be increased prices? First one is because of West Asia crisis. What is happening in this West Asia? War between Iran and as well as Israel, and US also involved. Yes, so because of this West Asian war, overall production of oil from this West Asia had been reduced. So whenever they are not producing at the high levels, then what happened? In international market, there will be supply demand mismatch. Supply will be less, demand will be more. Because of this mismatch, that will lead to obviously increased prices of crude oil in international market. So earlier it is just 75 to $80 per barrel. It crossed $125 per barrel now. So because of increasing of price of this crude oil in international market, what happened? Whenever we are buying that crude oil by this oil refineries, what happened? They have to pay large amount, and after that they will go for refining of that oil by using fractional distillation method, and they will separate diesel, petrol, kerosene, naphthalene, at different temperature through this process of fractional distillation. And now oil marketing companies will come into picture and they will supply this oil to different petrol bunks across our country, right? So now because of increased international price, so this oil marketing companies are facing losses. And now if they are selling this diesel and petrol at low price, obviously what happened? They will succumb into losses. So here they want to increase the price of diesel and petrol in the market so that they have to sustain. So this is this meaning of this article. So this article is saying that now minister is giving a hint that there will be increased price of diesel and petrol in market because of price increased by this oil marketing companies. That is the meaning, guys. Now you have to think one more dimension. Now it is clear that there will be increased diesel and petrol prices in the market in future. So what will be the impact? So what will be the impact of increased fuel price on our economy? Tell me, guys. There will be increased price of diesel and as well as petrol in market. Then what will be the possible outcome? If price is increased, obviously there is increased cost of transportation, yes or no? Even if you book a cab or a bike on different apps, obviously the cost will be increased. Okay, if we are manufacturing a product in one area, can we sell everything in that area? No, we have to transport it to different areas and there we will sell. So obviously what happened? The prices cost will be obviously increased or decreased because at the final price they will also include this transportation cost also, no? So if transportation cost will be increased, obviously the overall good final price will be obviously increased. If prices increase, what about the people? People will they buy? For example, if 1 kg of mango is 30 rupees, now it is mango season, right? For example, let us take 1 kg of mango is 30 rupees. It is one scenario. And let us take one more scenario. 1 kg of mango is 100 rupees. So when people will buy more, when cost is less, people will buy more. When cost is high, people will buy less. So here what is happening? Increased prices is happening in the market. So because of this, what will be the demand for the goods? Increased or decreased? There will be decreased demand for the goods in the market. And what about purchasing power of currency? Earlier, for example, if mango cost is 30 rupees, if I have 100 rupee note with me, so I can buy around 3 kgs of mangoes. Now, if mango cost is 100 rupees, with that single 100 rupee note, how many kgs of mango can I buy? I will be buying only 1 kg of mango. So, what is the power of this currency? Currency purchasing power is increasing or reducing? Reducing. There will be reducing of purchasing power of currency. Okay. So, these will be the impact, guys. So, if there is no demand, what happened? The production of goods will be increased or decreased? Obviously, the production will be decreased. If no one is buying that good, why will I produce that? Yes. So, what happens? The production of the good will be reduced. So, if production is reduced, do we need the labor to produce that now? Earlier, if I am selling like 30 kgs of mango, I need a labor to just for the processing everything, I need labor. But now the price is increased to 100. So, here I am selling less amount of mangoes. Do we need that much labor? No. So, here what happened? There is decreased labor in the market. That will leads to increased unemployment also. Okay, that is one more impact. And next one is if production is decreased, then what happened? What is the contribution to GDP? GDP will be increased or decreased? Obviously, our GDP will be reduced. Okay, so these will be the future impacts on our economy, guys, because of just increased fuel prices. And one more important thing that you have to remember is if international prices of fuel is increasing, obviously we are importing around 80% of oil demands in our country will be will be done by only imports only. So here if price is increasing means we have to pay more or less, we have to pay more. So because of this, whatever the foreign currency which is present in India will be reduced. Okay, even there will be reducing of forex reserves in our country. If forex reserves are decreasing means economic stability will be affected. If economic stability of a country is affected, obviously what about investments? Can we attract more investments and good investments? There will be less or low investments in our country. Okay, so in this way here, because of just fuel prices, it will be having overall a lot of impact on our economy. So because of this, even 1 rupee or 2 rupee increasing of this diesel and petrol prices will be having a huge impact. Are you understanding here? Okay, so this is about this topic, guys. That's it. So you have to know what is the background and what is the impact. That's it, nothing more than that. Say this, guys. Look at the title and read out the title. Pricey fruit. Pricey food means nothing but increased price of food. Dining. Increased price of dining. Outpush retail inflation to a 13-month high of 3.5%. In yesterday's class, I said you tricks. No, in that trick, I said whenever you are getting statements steadily increase, steadily decrease will be always wrong. So here, if you see this inflation, whatever the infographic which is given here, is that showing steadily ups and downs, ups and downs. Always, whenever you see data in economy, it will be like non-linear. Because of the steadily increase and steadily decrease will be for sure wrong. Okay. So this is one thing that you have to remember. Yeah, see this, guys. So what is the keyword here? It is about retail inflation. Okay, the keyword in this article is okay, let us break this word. What is the meaning of inflation? Inflation is a condition when there is increased prices of goods and services in the market is called as inflation. For example, you can take example. Egg. If you take last year, what was the price of egg? 5 rupees. But now 8 rupees. That means 5 to 8. Increase or decrease price? Increased. That is called as inflation. Okay. 5 rupees to 8 rupees increase at 3 rupees is called as inflation. For example, let us take some goods like electronics, especially mobile phones. The new series now, the cost will be high. If you take that old series next year, price will be low. That means whenever there is like 30,000 rupees now, if you take that in the next year, the price will be, for example, let us take 15,000. Then there is a price rise or price fall. Price fall. Yes or no? Price had been decreased. Then what is that concept is called as? Opposite of inflation? Deflation. Are you understanding here? When we are comparing with the last year, if the price is increased, that concept is called as inflation. If the price is decreased, it means it is called as deflation. So this price decrease will happen in normal electronic goods because we are getting technology upgradation every time. So because of this, no one wants to use this old technology. You or me, everyone, right? So because of this, the price will be reduced. That condition is called as deflation. So now you know what is inflation, what is deflation. So now let us see these two both together. Retail inflation. What is a retail inflation? If you have gone to any shop, wholesaler, retailer, retail shop, yes? Okay, so here you have to see two concepts. First one is wholesaler, next one is retailer. For example, let us take there is a manufacturing units and this unit is producing like 10,000 chip packets, chips. This is a food processing industry and this is producing 10,000 chip packets. One man went directly to this manufacturer and he will buy in bulk. That means, for example, 2,000 or 5,000 chip packets he is buying from that so and so person, and that is a bulk amount. That means large quantity, right? So this person is called as wholesaler. And what he will do after getting bulk from manufacturer, he will go to shops and again he will sell in bulk, not one chip packet or two chip packets, completely like 100 chip packets, 1000 chip packets, like that he will be selling to shops. Okay, now you and me, if we want to eat chips, we'll go to nearby shops and we will buy one chip packet or two chip packet based on the members or based on the demand from your side. You will buy. You will not buy like 1000 chips packets in a one go and store in the home, right? Your mother and your father will shunt you like anything if you buy like 1000 chip packets. Yes. So here, who is the retailer? Retailer is nothing but consumer, who will go to retail shops and who will be buying one or two units based on the requirement, right? So here retail inflation is nothing but at this person level, at you and me. Okay, if you are going to the shop, at this consumer level, whenever there is increased prices, that is called as what? Retail inflation. And at this wholesaler level, whenever he is buying products in the bulk, whenever there is increased price, that is called as wholesale inflation. Are you understanding? Okay, wholesale inflation is nothing but at wholesaler level, whenever there is increased price, that is called as wholesale inflation. And at the retailer level or consumer level, whenever there is increased price, that is called as retail inflation. And how we will measure this? We have indices. We have WPI, that is wholesale price index, to calculate inflation at this wholesale level. Are you understanding? And at this consumer level, we have consumer price index. So by this consumer price index, we can calculate this retail inflation. Okay. So now this article is talking about consumer price index and retail inflation, guys. Is that clear? Okay. Now let us see why there is increased retail price. What do you think? First one is, now we have LPG crisis. Why is LPG crisis? Again, because of West Asian crisis, there is reduced supply of gas, and because of even closure of Strait of Hormuz, there is no proper movement of ships. Because of this, we are not getting this oil or gas on time. Because of this, we are facing this crisis of LPG. So where this LPG is used, especially for household purpose, we will use in our homes, we will be seeing red color gas cylinders with different names like Indian, HP, Bharat. Yes, we will use for what? Cooking purpose. And if you go to hotels or food stalls, restaurants, there we will not see this red gas cylinders, we will see blue color gas cylinders. Okay, they are called as commercial LPG. They are called as commercial LPG, and whatever we are using in our houses, they are called as domestic LPG. Okay, domestic LPG and commercial LPG. Domestic LPG is in red in color and this commercial is in blue in color. They are having less quantity, they are having more quantity, and they are used in food courts, restaurants for business purpose, in short. Okay. Now what happened here is, because of LPG crisis, now government is controlling the issuing of gas cylinders. Government said that there will be no problem for domestic, but there will be problem for commercial. And in commercial spaces, for business purpose, if they want to do this fry items, you know, this noodles, fast food, and outside biryanis, etc., they need huge amount of gas, yes or no? If you compare with whatever the food that we'll cook in our home, normally it will, normally we'll use like one cylinder per 20 days or 30 days. But in this commercial space, Even per one day, they will not, this 1 or 2 cylinders will not enough based on their large scale of production of food. So what is happening here is now there is crunch and black marketing of this gas is happening. You know this black market, no? So if you are not having gas cylinder, we will buy in the black market. If you are buying in the black market, obviously the cost will be thrice, 3 times also. So what is happening whenever there is increased price of this gas for this food courts? Will they sell at the normal prices? What are the food they will produce? Obviously, they will add that cost to the consumers. No, earlier Ashok Nagar biryani is just 100 rupees, but now it is 150, 150, 130. Earlier samosa cost 5 rupees, but now 6 rupees. Size also had been decreased and prices increased. And even tea cost earlier 10 rupees, now it is 15 rupees. Yeah, tea is 15. No, he is taking 15 for me. Okay, so here what is happening? There is increased price. Okay, there is increased especially food price. Are you understanding this concept? So this article is talking only this point. Because of increased LPG prices, especially commercial LPG is not available, there is increased food cost in this food outlets. That leads to increased consumer inflation. Okay, clear? Now let us see this in detail. Retail inflation is high when we are comparing with last 13 months. Now it is 3.5% in month of April. It is mainly because of higher food inflation as well as higher prices of food at restaurants and higher fuel prices to consumers. So because of this, there is increased inflation in our market. You know LPG price, you know fuel price, you know prices at restaurants and food outlets. What is the retail inflation? You know, it is also known as consumer price index. Whenever there is increased price of goods and services of the common people which are like daily consuming products, product prices when increase, it is called as retail prices. And next important one here is you have to see the CPI, consumer price index, which is a measure to identify this inflation. But recently there is one update related to CPI. What is that update? Changing of base year. Earlier base year is 2011 to 2012. Okay, I said that by comparing last year, if the prices increased this year, this is called as inflation. So if you see in this index of CPI, they will take one standard year to compare the price. Earlier that standard year is 2011 to 2012 and they will be comparing with 2026 prices. Based on this, they will be checking inflation. But recently, this year had been updated and now it is 2024. Now 2024 is the base year. By using this, we will now check inflation. Okay, so because of this great advancement or like update in our economy, this year in 2026 for sure you will be getting a question on base years. They changed base year of 3 items. You have to see what are those 3. Okay, one is CPI. Okay, if you see this base year concept and CPI, now this base year had been revised to 2024. Okay, that's it guys. And now in the CPI, they added many more products. Earlier they didn't include digital things, but now they included even digital things also guys. Because every home is using digital gadgets and obviously we are going for using of different online platforms. Earlier there is no, but after COVID-19 everything had been changed. Now mostly we relied on Zepto, easy delivery apps, right? We're not even willing to go outside to purchase our goods and services. Everything we are ordering it on different apps. Okay, see this next article guys. Missile deal in focus as Rajnath visits Vietnam next week. Yesterday I showed you one question related to Vietnam. There is one question 2023 related to Vietnam. Yes. So if there is any country is in news, you can expect such kind of questions. But now you know how to handle that questions, yes or no? Okay, now this article is talking about missile deal. And the missile which is talking here is BrahMos. Have you heard this BrahMos? BrahMos, right? So now I'll let you know what is this deal is about, and you have to make notes. Okay, BrahMos is a project which had been developed by India along with Russia. Russia and India both are developing this project, and it is one of the successful missile system that we can say. So now what India is doing is India is exporting this BrahMos to other countries. And make the note of the countries. The first country with which we signed agreement is Philippines. First country with which we signed agreement is Philippines, and even we exported BrahMos to Philippines. And second country in 2024 we signed a deal. Actually in 2022 we signed a deal with Philippines, and after that we sent this missile to Philippines. And the second country with which we signed agreement is Indonesia. Indonesia we signed agreement, but we didn't send this BrahMos to that country. And third country now we are focusing on like making of deal is with Vietnam. So how can you get a question? Consider the following countries related to BrahMos missile. With which of the above countries India signed deal of export of BrahMos? Is that possible? They'll give all these three. But till today, we finalized agreement with only these two countries. With these countries, the talks are going on. And our defense ministry is on visit to Vietnam. There, we have to wait and watch whether this deal will be signed or not. Are you understanding? These three countries you have to remember. And India is becoming an exporter of defense. That is a good news actually. Okay. And now one more area UPSC can ask you a question is consider the following statements regarding BrahMos. Possible, right? So let us see some facts regarding this BrahMos missile. It is India and Russia joint venture. Both India and Russia came together to develop this project, and the range is 290 kilometers. And it is one of the world's fastest cruise missile. And the speed here is 2.8. 2.8 is nothing but 2.8 times faster than the speed of sound. UPSC can change this. Speed of light. No, speed of sound. And this one here is this name got by mixing of two rivers name. Brahmaputra from India, Moskova from Russia. So if you see any exercise or any equipment which had been developed by two countries, then they will be contributing both for the name of that. So in that way you have to decode the name so that you can identify what exactly is this. BrahMos means Brahmaputra and Moskova. They are two rivers. One is from India and another is from Russia. And next one is it is having two-stage propellant engine, and in this two-stage, in first stage they will use solid and in second stage they will use liquid. And very important, this missile can be launched from land, air or sea. That means it is having multi capabilities, many capabilities, and it works on a principle called as fire and forget. Fire and forget means nothing but if you are firing this missile, you cannot stop this, you cannot change the target. So it will be going and reaching the target. Fire and forget. We have to fire and we have to forget, because it will go and it will reach the target. We cannot change the direction or anything. We cannot intercept that missile in between. That is the principle of this BrahMos. See this next article, guys. Fresh push for implementation of PM Shri in Bengal, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. This article is talking about one important scheme related to education. The scheme name is PM Shri. Please make a note of that scheme. PM Shri full form. Prime Minister or Pradhan Mantri. PM Shri. Prime Minister. Schools for Rising India. Schools for Rising India. Pradhan Mantri, Schools for Rising India. This time for sure you can expect a question related to education related schemes, because Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan is in use and PM Shri is in use. From these two areas you can expect a question. Okay, how can they give question? If there are group of schemes which are there in use, they will give you a pair based question like scheme implemented by what is it, and you have to identify how many pairs are correct. That is the first possible question. And second possible question is consider the following statements. In that they may give you 3 to 4 statements, and one statement they will cover one scheme. Yesterday you saw 4 to 5 statements also they gave. And next type here is just they will give only one scheme. Consider the following statements regarding PM Shri, and they will give you statements related to only this scheme. So in this way 3 types of questions are possible. Are you understanding? Okay, now let us see facts related to this PM Shri. PM Shri is a centrally sponsored scheme. Okay, whenever you are seeing about schemes, we have 2 types of schemes. Whenever you are seeing about schemes, we have 2 types of schemes. One is centrally sponsored scheme. Next one is center sector schemes. If we want to implement schemes, we need funds. Without funds, can we implement that? No. So, if we need 100% of schemes, if 100% of funds will be provided by only central government, so whatever the amount which is required for that scheme, if central government is funding 100%, then that is called a center sector scheme. Okay. If that amount is shared between states and as well as center, for example, 60% of fund is given by central government, 40% of fund is shared with state government. Like that, if the fund is shared by central and state, they are called as centrally sponsored schemes. Okay, on this in 2019, UPSC asked a question. Consider the following statement. One statement is about central sponsored scheme. Second statement is about central sector scheme. And they asked which of the above statement is right. That is in 2019. Okay. If you see this scheme, it is a centrally sponsored initiative. That means the fund is shared between central government and as well as state government. And when it was launched in year 2022. And what is the objective here? The objective of this scheme is to create an inclusive and nurturing environment that promotes well-being and safety of every student. And they want to improve learning experiences in the schools and even to provide quality education for the children. That is the main objective of this PM Shri scheme. And if you see funding is 60 to 40, that means central government will be giving 60% and state government has to see like 40%, and in northeastern states it is 90 to 10%, and in UTs it will be 100%. So like that the sharing of funds will be there. And the important features of this schools are, first one is they will include skills of communication, collaboration, critical thinking in teaching models. Because nowadays whatever the schools we have, like government schools, they don't have this kind of skills, communication, everything. So now through this schools they are focusing on communication skills and as well as critical thinking. And next one is they are focusing on experimental, inquiry driven and learner centric teaching. And next one is nowadays the schools are going to have like modern laboratories, libraries and rooms to promote green initiatives, water conservation, waste recycling kind of skills will be also developed in the children in the schools. And next one is they are going to have best in class modern facilities like smart classrooms, like that means smart boards like this, computer labs, integrated science labs and even vocational training, Atal tinkering labs, etc. And they are focusing on learning outcomes case. We are focusing on outcomes like how the student is after end of 1 year, what they learned. So here they are focusing on outcome based approach in these schools. And if you see which schools are eligible to become PM Shri, schools which are managed by central government, state governments and UT, they are eligible, and even all Kendriya Vidyalayas also eligible under this PM Shri. So these are the points that you have to remember from this article. Say this guys, yesterday what we discussed, We discussed about adoption of AI by judiciary. In that we discussed two things. One is one case, one data platform. Next one is society. Okay, so these are like digital based and artificial intelligence based things. In yesterday's question, if you have seen in your group, I posted one question related to advantages and concerns. This article is talking about concerns. That means we can expect like which topics will come in the next day's newspaper. So when you are good at current affairs, I'll give you a tip, guys. Analyze yourself. If we are seeing newspaper today, if we can expect like what articles will come in the next newspaper, if you can guess, then you are good in current affairs case. Okay, so yesterday itself we discussed that, and yesterday itself I posted that question like what are the advantages and concerns, and today there is article related to that. So you have to try to expect like what kind of topics and which topics can come in the next day's newspaper. Okay, you see here guys, this article is saying that as courts adopt AI, they must be taken care on potential for abuse. There is a chance of abuse or challenges. What kind of challenges we have? First one here is if you are using this AI and database which is storing data, can we ensure who will be having login to that? Can we ensure how can we stop this data misuse? Data can be misused. And next one here is there is a risk of violation of right to privacy. Yes, and next one is many a times there will be no transparency. Who is logging into that, who is taking the data, everything. And next one here is digital divide is a major problem. So if we have this kind of databases, who knows how to use this AI will be using that. Then what about an illiterate? Yes, if you compare with urban areas and rural areas, urban areas can use more compared to the rural areas. That will lead to furthermore increase the digital divide as well. So that is a point which mainly said here guys. So they said that the questions are there related to interoperability, how who will be taking care of, and next one is access to private information leads to violation of privacy, and next one is whoever the staff who are working in judiciary, they may not have this kind of skills to operate AI. Yes, accepted. And next important one is there will be a chance of misuse. And even whenever we are incorporating AI in our judiciary or police system, whatever it may be, we need to have a particular law to govern that AI. But in India, there is no separate any law related to AI. That is also one problem here. So what is the thing that you have to remember is if there is any law, if you are violating that law, then only you will be getting punished. If there is no law related to that, if you are doing anything wrong, can the punishment is given? In India, if you are violating law, then only the punishment is given. Unless and until if there is no law, there is no punishment. That is a major problem now. If you are integrated all these things, if something wrong might happen, means who will be responsible? Is there any law? That is the question which mainly asked here. And next one here is yeah, here they said about digital divide. Okay, so here this article is saying one more point which already I said, that is digital divide can be increased. So here the marginalized communities people, they cannot use this. So because of this what happened? There will be like discrimination can be seen because of this AI incorporation, and there will be increased gaps between have and have nots. Okay, clear? That is about this article case. That's it. Just write down the answer as at least today for that question. Say this question guys, with reference to PM Shri, you have to answer this question. PM Shri stands for Prime Minister Schools for Rising India. The scheme aims to develop existing schools as model schools under NEP. Next one is, it is a central sector scheme fully funded by Union Government. Ministry of Education is a nodal agency for implementation. It is centrally sponsored or central sector. So normally UPSC has a tendency to change centrally sponsored with centrally sector, sector with sponsored, because we have only those two, right? So they will be interchanging that. So actually it is not sector, it is a sponsored scheme. You can eliminate this. Answer is 1, 2 and 4. Okay, clear? See this next question, guys, with reference to BrahMos missile. BrahMos is a supersonic cruise missile jointly developed by India and Russia. It can be launched from land, sea, air and submarine platforms. It is powered entirely by solid fuel in all stages. BrahMos is named after Brahmaputra and Moscow. What is the first trick yesterday we discussed? Extreme words in that. Second word is entirely. Can you see that entirely in any other statement here? In which statement? Third, that means third will be right or wrong? Wrong. What will be the answer now? Eliminate this third. 2 and 4 is your answer. Yes? Are you understanding? So remember those things, guys, so that you can use that to answer your questions. Okay? That's all, guys. By this I'm concluding. Thank you so much for watching this class, and if you like this class, please do hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends. And if you want to start your preparation, we launched GS Prelims Cum Mains Foundation course recently, guys. You can join either online or offline, and if you have any queries, please do contact us on this number 8074765513. And even you can text me on this number, or you can directly visit our academy, which is located in Ashok Nagar, Hyderabad, guys. And I wish you all the best.